What's up, everybody? My name is Kason. Welcome back to the WDL. This is the Season 3 Week 6 video for the Leonis division. And man, this division is wild. Let's take a look at the standings heading into the 6th week. We've got JAYBLACK, one of our new players, coach of Chronic Fatigue, with 13 points. In a juicy matchup this week against MaechenX, Sandrooster in second place with Unicorn Gunfight, tied with two other teams, Zhalk of Boco Buddies and King Delita of Arknights. Sandrooster does have the head-to-head over both of those teams, however. MaechenX of the Shoometal Alchemists already said, taking on that first place team this week. He's currently sitting in 5th with 10 points, so if the playoffs started now, he would be in them. Not too far behind, though. Highwind, coach of Tears for Spears, and Willie Goats, coach of the Corpse Brigade, both with 7 points. JohnnyB of the Disposable Heroes with 5, and AllSmokedUp of the Trap Queens with 4. Taiyo of Fire Force with 3 points. Was part of probably one of the most entertaining, if not the most entertaining series we saw, I've seen personally ever. Will we see more shenanigans coming out from him this week? We'll have to find out. But I hope for a bunch of really awesome best of threes. Let's check them out. Heading into this Leonis Division series, guys, we've got Taiyo's Fire Force versus Highwind, coach of Tears for Spears. And if you missed last week, we actually did test Taiyo's Rain for performance-enhancing drugs. He came out clean, so he is allowed to play this week. Vacuum Veil coming out from the Joom as the AoE barrier for the Flag Bearer Glassy. And Mish gonna go Life Circulator. This is the Rel TMR getting some HP absorb on the party. Terra's gonna go Commune with Espers, though. Evocation Gauge up. And is this the summon tech coming out from Taiyo? He has told me a little bit about this. God, I hope to see this. Astral Guard coming out from the Rain. So to get that hate up and Magic Barrier. The Magic Barrier will only matter versus the Mish as Deceptive Mist comes out from the Flagbearer Glassy. I think this is the Resol TMR giving agility and AoE res. Stormwind Ren is going to drop that counter rate for the other units, though. He says, hey, those magic reflexes and those regular reflexes you got last week, I'm sick of that. I'm not dealing with that. Let's just get rid of them altogether. Terra is going to go next. She should be able to find an AoE Meltdown plus a little bit of chip onto Glassy. Almost 3k on the Joom isn't bad, but Flaming Impact from Rain. Can he land the slows? Yes, he can. And this Rain is on roids. He just manages to pull off every single thing that he can. Knight's Blessing from the Yuna is a great tech. That is the Mashri TMR. 3-hit barrier on everybody as well as a heal. As the defense piercing rate and a little shield going on to the Joom. But man, oh man, are they going to be able to find damage onto this team? The Toad coming out from Mish, though. And Rain is going to walk forward, say Ribbit, and only deal 42 damage to the Joom. And now this is going to be a battle of attrition here. Meltdown Plus does 3,000 damage to the Joom. There's a lot of heals on Taiyo's side, but not a lot of damage. As Bursting Light comes out from Yuna doing about 2k, there's a lot of damage from Highwind's side, but not a lot of healing. I say that. Life Circulator, though, makes it so that Flagbearer Glassy heals herself to full. So now here's the Flare coming up from Mish, hitting the Frog, and trying to make some stew out of these frog legs, something like that. I don't know what's going on. 41 damage from the Toad, though. Aaron Sizer is enough to drop the Terra, but she did have re-raise from the Yuna earlier. Yuna should be able to find a Kiriga on the entire team here, as long as the casting time is here. Oh my god, this is Flames of Rebirth. I said it before, the Esper tech. I want to see the Esper tech, and here it is. This is the Phoenix Esper. Taiyo, you are a mad lad. This is a full heal on the entire party and gives regen to everybody. So the Mashri tech and the Phoenix Esper. I love these fancy ass heals coming out from Yuna. Meltdown Plus is enough to land a double kill. And what the hell is this team I'm seeing from Taiyo? I absolutely love it. Shining Conviction deals a ton of damage, but it is not enough to kill the Terra, and Yuna might be able to heal. This Toad is going to disappear from Rain, I think, at the end of this turn. Yes, it does. This should be a Kiriga from Yuna, unless she has something else fancy. No, she's just going to Limit Break. She might actually have some of her heals turned off just to make sure that she goes for the Phoenix and Majri TMR. That is amazing, Taiyo. I love it. That's amazing. Bamboo Splitter does 7k damage. Rain should be able to follow this up and land a kill with a Fire Chain. Soul Prominence is going to do just that. And Taiyo of Fire Force, maybe with the most underrated team in the league, because before this season started, I wasn't convinced this guy was going to win a game, and he's pulled off some crazy-ass fights. Awesome to see. Let's hit into game 2. Heading into game 2, guys, and this should be a banger. It looks like Setia, Locke, and Vistral. So is this a full evasion squad from Taiyo? Is it the evasion Setia that we all know about? As Treasure Hunter's Fortune going to come out from Locke, land onto both him and Vistral. And it looks like the same comp coming out from Highwind. Did he build any sort of status resistances, or did he expect maybe just a different team from the other side? Spirit of Wazette comes out from the Flagbearer Glassy. Hazard form from Vistral. Not what I expected to see. Looks like the soldier sub job online for him, as thermal exposure going to debuff a few different things onto the Joom here, including healing power. Sweet support going to come up from the Mish, so a different TMR. Not going for the drain kind of build, actually going just for increased agility. Stormwind Ren is going to hit all 3, though. And guys, this is the tank. The tank is not supposed to deal that much damage to the party. That is looking really rough for Taiyo here, because that is a guaranteed hit that almost one-shot everybody. Hazard spin. Vistral, you're dealing just as much damage to yourself as you are the Joom. That's not a good sign, buddy. Armor incinerating bow shot is just a little bit of chip, and Joom might legitimately 1v3 this team. Abyssal Mire comes out, though, and kills the Vistral. And unfortunately, the game 1 team looked really clean from Taiyo. I'm not sure about this one. Wind Blessing, because Joom doesn't have enough AP to land that guaranteed hit. Here's the limit break from Locke, though. Sky Mirage Dive comes out. How much damage is this going to do? 14, 19 is nowhere near enough, unfortunately. Setia with only 13 AP is going to go for the arm shot, does not land the disable. Does Glassy actually get in range to deal damage, or does Joom basically just 1v3 this entire fight? Mish did take a kill, to be fair. Rising Sun comes out, and this chip is just not enough. Mish going to try and land another kill here, though. Nope, he's going to go for the Toad. He's going for another Toad, just like game 1. Guys, I don't know what the hell is going on right now, but I love it. Highwind wins game 2, and we are going to a game 3. Heading into game number 3, guys, and I feel like at the end of the season, I might throw up a poll to see who was the favorite team to watch all season from a number of players, because I think there are a handful of teams that have been super entertaining to watch. And it'll be interesting to see. So the Vacuum Veil buff comes out from Joom. So this looks like pretty much the same setup as the last game coming out from Highwind. I think a much cleaner setup than the first game. And making sure that that double slow doesn't land onto the 2 big units here. Taiyo starting with a different positioning from game 1, though. Is this the same setup, or like the same, you know, equipment, espers, all that kind of stuff as game number 1? It's looking very similar, but the re-raise this time goes onto Rain, not onto Terra, so that is definitely a little different. So we'll have to see if that ends up mattering. Stormwind Ren is going to hit onto the Terra, going to drop the agility a little bit, doesn't change the turn order. But we'll see here. Flagbearer Glassy not able to follow up. In fact, she's out of buffs, actually. Terra, I don't think can find an AoE on both. She cannot. She only finds the Meltdown. Plus, going to increase her magic attack up a little bit. Yuna, fortunately for Taiyo, does walk a little closer to the team. She needs to be a little closer to try and get some of those heals, especially if her Kyorga is turned off to go for the Mashri TMR and the Phoenix Esper and stuff like that. So Rain goes for an attack, but the slow does not land. So is this the adjustment coming out from Highwind? Do they have slow resist runes now, as the Toad lands onto Terra, and she is going to drop? Joom, only with 5 AP, does a little bit of damage to Rain. Yuna might be in a trap here. She might go for a full life on this Toad. And if you don't know how Toad works, it does not matter. If you come back to life, you are still a friggin' frog, and that is not good. This is a limit break coming up from Flagbearer Glassy. The animation gets skipped. Yuna lives it. How much health does she have? It looks like she has literally negative health, but she is still alive. Full life lands on the frog. The frog is back to life, baby. Taiyo still has a chance. Don't count him out until it's over. That is Frog Extra Crispy. 12,475 damage. That frog is gone. Air Incisor for about 3k onto the Rain. Do we see the Mashri TMR or the Phoenix Esper come out? Could Taiyo still somehow win this with enough healing? I don't know, man. That would be such a big ask, because 3-hit barrier onto both. Barrier break lands, actually removes it immediately, and Rain does not go down to the Joom. So Mish is going to go next. He should be able to kill it off with a flare here, though. And unless this got magic reflex, which it won't, 5,000 damage is going to take care of the Rain, but he has re-raise. I forgot. Wait a second. So Rain is going to go next with 45 AP. I don't think Glassy has any AP left. He might live this hit. Yep, he's absolutely going to live this. This is going to be a Phoenix Esper. I'm almost certain. Yep, it sure as hell is. This is a Phoenix Esper. Flames of Rebirth, just like the first game. The full heal and lands the regen. even if this doesn't win Taiyo the game, I absolutely love that this is happening. I love this tech. I don't know if I've ever seen somebody specifically use Phoenix to try and get the heal off. That is actually just so cool to see. So the attack comes out from both of the win units, deleting the rain. And unfortunately, Yuna, I think you got your work cut out for you. Not sure how you're going to win this. You would have to find basically a triple kill. And I don't know if she's even going to find one. Abyssal Meyer is going to come out from the Mish for 2,400. So he is out of flare uses, it looks like. As Glassy's going to deal some damage, Yuna's probably just going to... Actually, I don't think she's going to heal herself. I think she has Kiriga turned off. Yes, she does. Energy Ray, so she says, hey, if I'm going to go down, I'm going down swinging. I'm summoning Valifor to try and deal a ton of damage. Actually did a decent chunk, but that Wizard Staff tech coming up from Highwind raises the CT. It's not going to matter anyway. Joom is going to clean this up, and it was exciting, and the game one for Taiyo was awesome to see, but Highwind says, no, I'm not having that, and he clutches up, wins game 2 and game 3, and wins the series. GG's and congratulations. Guys, we've got Willy Goats' The Corpse Brigade versus Sandrooster's Unicorn Gunfight. And it looks like Willy Goats is running the double lightning composition of Alphonse, Elric, Skahal, along with Severo. The Automail's Crux immediately coming up from Edward Elric, the brother on the other side for Sandrooster. Azumi's stance for the Alphons. And it looks like double wind plus Phoebe in the back for Unicorn Gunfight. Gargus might find damage immediately, actually. This is a Wind Lash, 7,600 onto the Alphons. That is his one weakness, is magic. And dealing so much, and there's really no healing from the other side for Willy Goats this year. A lot of time made stuff going on. The haste coming up, quicken from the Phoebe. King Bradley TMR, even more haste. And here comes this speedy Edward coming out. The speed of sound on the side of Unicorn Gunfight. So here comes the Severo. Kira is on to Alphonse. Heal for about 3k. And Keenblade from Alphonse. And this Willy Goats team is getting so many buffs off, but they're kind of sitting in the back like sitting ducks here. If Edward can close the gap from a Quicken from Phoebe, this could be over before it starts. This is a Quicken starting to be channeled. Edward is going to move forward. Can he find damage? Not yet, but he's going to on this next Quicken. Jealous Wrath, though, from Gargus. So he apparently is out of range. This wall is now in his way. But here comes the Quicken, and here comes Edward. How much damage is he able to do? He goes for Wall Breaker. That is so much damage to all three. That is the text notification to Sandrooster's phone reminding everybody to subscribe to Kason. Much appreciated, Sandrooster. I love that. The Limit Break comes out, lands the slow onto Edward. Can Severo land a kill here onto Edward? I think he might be able to if this is... Apparently he can, because Skahal is buffing instead of dealing damage, which means this flare is about to remove this little man. 7,300 damage. And this might not be over. This looked really good for Sandrooster, but if they can somehow kill Gargus... Is he in range for a Wind Lash? No, he's not. He's actually going to sit still. This is so weird, though, because Willy Goats' team is still just sitting in a clump. They need to somehow kill this Gargus. If it's just Phoebe left, they will win this fight. But Gargus might catch a Quicken here and find a Wind Lash or an Arrow Gun. Everybody, Jamming Thrust is 6k. Severo almost finished it off right there. But this is a haste, not a Quicken from Skahal. Gargus, you need to delete all three. Right now, the Quicken actually lands, which is kind of awkward with the CT timing, but it doesn't matter. Aeroga is going to land on all three. No magic reflexes coming out from the Severo, and that is a game 1 victory for Unicorn Gunfight. Game number 2, guys, and it looks like the teams swap sides, so not to be confused. Sandrooster's team is now on the left, but the scoreboard shows on the right. Automail's Crux coming out from the Edward, giving that Protect, AP Restore, Removed, Protect, all that kind of good stuff. Aim Fire coming up from Barrett. So Barrett as a tank with Oberon and Severo in the back. Very interesting composition as Presence of the Dragon from Oberon. So trying to nullify that haste coming out from Phoebe. Thunder Flash Accelerate, and that actually worked perfectly. That is the Renan TMR, which gives magic up and haste, but the haste does not do anything. But Phoebe says, no worries, I'm just going to use Quicken instead. And Edward will pop King Bradley TMR. The haste will do nothing. And this is actually a fantastic move by Willy Goats, nullifying that haste. Severo, is he going for Courage, or can he reach a Water Gun from here? I'm not sure how many spaces away they are. It's hard to count at this point. Revitalize comes out from the Barrett, so he gets AP Restore. Oberon might be able to find damage, but he does have an elemental disadvantage. 8-Path Dragonshine is going to remove or debuff elemental resist, though, for all elements. 1668, so not a whole lot of damage. Edward can be built pretty well versus Earth, though I'm not sure Sandrooster would have expected this. Haste Perpetuator on Sever, though, will at least give him courage to live a turn, but Quicken, oh boy. Windlash going to drop AoE resistance. Oberon's going to drop in one hit, and Edward's going to deal so much damage with that AoE resist down. Wallbreaker is going to remove Barrett from the map. Severo is now down to 1 health versus these 3 healthy units, and this is looking like a very clean Game 2 victory coming out from Sandrooster. This Phoebe with the Quicken in the back looking so oppressive. And Adamantine Pillar transformation from Edward is just too good. That is a Game 2 series victory for Unicorn Gunfight. Next series up to bat, we've got a couple of teams who are poised for a playoff position right now, but this head-to-head would mean a lot to try and claim that higher seed. We'll have to see what goes on here. So the looks like Garble, Summer Helena, and Murmur composition coming out from King Delita. So a couple of glove units with Murmur supporting from the back. As the Silver Wolf's Grace, that is the Flagbearer Glassy TMR, comes out to start from the Garble. Renell, Sephiroth, and the Helena Leonis team comp coming out from Zhalk and the Boco buddies here. So double dark with Helena support in the background. We've seen this a handful of times before. Helena getting that Bar Aurora ability on everybody as Veil of Woe comes out from Sephiroth. So he's got the barrier, he's got AP Restore. And what does Murmur go for? She's ready for an AoE buff. Steady Summer Flower. I actually, again, don't remember whose TMR this is. I'm sure it's one of the summer units, but nullifies a few important status effects. We'll have to see here. Garvel actually did not go for his barrier. So Garvel's AI is very strange if you guys don't know. He goes for his barrier before any like AoE buff to teammates, which is very weird. So I'm thinking that King Delita purposely turned off the barrier to make sure that Protect got on everybody. I am assuming that is because Sephiroth can break barriers but cannot dispel Protect unless he has Soldier sub-job. I think he still can do it. I don't know, Sephiroth's absolutely broken. Anyway, Octoslash comes out, removes Courage. So he does that to the Summer Helena. She can die easily in one more hit from the Sephiroth. Detonation Blast, not dealing probably as much damage coming from the Garble here. And what does Helena go for at this moment? She is hasted up, and she's just going to walk forward. I think she is out of buffs right now. Murmur should be channeling a Cure onto the Helena. She might be able to survive another hit if she catches one. Solarization onto everybody, and I will say that she takes care of healing herself anyway. She doesn't need anything from Murmur here, as she is going to be healed up to full anyway from the Cura. Renell is starting to get low, and my question is, can they live this chain here, though? Renell and Sephiroth are going to go back-to-back. If this is a couple AoEs on both, it's going to be hard to live through. Gloombound Trinity starting a Dark Slash chain. Sephiroth is going to be able to capitalize on this very, very effectively. Hell's Gate's going to come out, and that is that damage cap. That is because of that Slash chain starting up by Renell. Just amplifies that damage so much. Kiraga coming out from Helena, and man, oh man, this looks like it is probably over unless Spirit Blaster does a ton, but it actually misses the 2 dark units, so they're built dodgy enough. They pretty much have to Detonation Blast to kill them. Toxic Assault is doing a lot of damage, also going to land the poison. So if Sephiroth didn't want to take the kill right now, he's going to die to the next turn anyway. And this is a very effective game 1 coming out from Zhalk and the Boco buddies. Garvel would have to land a double kill here, and I don't think there's even a world where he lands 1, if I'm being honest. This pretty much has to be a Detonation Blast. Twin-Chi Rupture dodged again by both units. The evasion is on point from Zhalk, and it looks like Garvel just not built accurately. You normally don't build him that way anyway because he has the guaranteed hit, but tough to see. Very, very well built by Zhalk. This is a game 1 victory, I'm sure, coming in hot here. Sephiroth should be able to capitalize. Paralyzing Edge, 11.7k damage. And that is over. Let's head to game 2. Heading into game 2, guys, and it looks like Zhalk is bringing the Sephiroth back, but he's switching the other 2 units. We've got a Grace and a Little Leela. King Delita and the Arc Knights running their mascot unit, the Orlando, with a full Red Mage job VC synergization. Jealous Wrath comes out. Not even sure if synergization is a word, but it is now. And this is a Berserk basically on hit coming out. So this is the Vega TMR ready to go for Orlando as that Veil of Woe buff comes out again from Sephiroth. King Mont TMR from Grace as well. So AoE resist looking healthy for those 2 units set up there. Sweet support. So this is the Little Leela, the Bold Trustmaster, getting agility up on the entire team. A very, very effective one. And Little Leela says, hey, I don't have enough movement, so I'm going to increase it with Sweetheart Eldira TMR. King Bradley TMR as well. And you can tell what TMRs are some of the best in the game, as we see a lot of them very consistently. King Bradley, Little Leela, the Bold, Sweetheart Eldira, all of these are very, very effective, and obviously the Rob Horn and Ziza ones are good as well. So we'll have to see here. Grace is going to walk forward. It looks like she is out of buffs, or at least the rest of them are turned off, as Protecting the Light of the Future comes out from Reagan. I believe Grace did just catch her 140 this week, so curious to see if she can deal any extra stuff that she couldn't before. Silencing Spell is going to land on all three, and I will say, not sure how much that will matter. I think that Murmur should still be able to heal from the back. She just can't deal damage, but the Berserk lands onto Little Leela. If Orlando can land that onto Sephiroth as well, that could be absolutely massive, forcing him to deal standard attacks, but that healing power down from Leela is crucial against Reagan. Mountain Dive comes out, dealing a little bit of chip damage, but good God, man, this Sephiroth is just so bulky. Grace is going to walk forward, should start channeling a heal. Mountain Dive actually chaining with himself here. So Reagan looking very speedy here. Kiriga Perseverant, though, gives AoE resist up on the entire party. That is a very, very nice effect to that heal. Grace not a unit we see a ton, but that is a very nice tech. Sweet Support getting agility up on the party. Again, Sephiroth is ready to go, though, for a massive AoE. This should hit all three. Octaslash going to remove Courage and re-raise if you had it. So Reagan, I am sorry about your courage, buddy, and I'm sorry about your health bar. Orlando, same thing. I take it back. It did not hit the backline Murmur, but it's not going to matter, guys. This Berserk to Leela doing about 1,000 damage. And Murmur's really good for 40 costs, but not enough to overcome this team. Zhalk continues to be incredibly impressive, both as a player and a drafter, as this team is looking very strong. Kiriga, Perseverant, will heal up Leela to full. Sephiroth, can he take care of this right out of the gate? Yes, he can. Paralyzing Edge, 8,500 damage, and that is a clean 2-0 series victory for the Boco buddies. Heading into this series, which should be a banger, guys. MaechenX trying to make sure to stay in that top 5 for the playoff hunt, and JAYBLACK trying to defend that first place spot. We'll have to see. Something's got to give here. Momentum comes out from the Starlight Elena, and this looks like a light and dark comp coming out from JAYBLACK. We've seen this multiple times before. It is a pretty dodgy squad. Even Summer Killfake can occasionally catch a dodge here, as the Spirit Ward Mastery comes up for attack, spirit, and magic attack resistance up. But the magic attack resistance isn't going to matter a whole lot against a Cloud on the other side. It is Cloud, Fryevia, and Livial. An interesting rainbow comp. We'll have to see how it works. So the Attract Barrier coming out from Fryevia, rocking 14,500 health. She is a very beefy girl. Livial, what does she go for here? Enchanting Mist. So this is one of her own skills. Gets herself some hate down to make sure she is able to deal damage even if there isn't a tank, but there is a very beefy magic tank on the other side. So Elena's going to walk forward, getting her courage online. She is juiced up and ready to go. Shadowlynx is going to go Treasures, Hunters, Fortune. So not only getting evasion up on the entire party, but agility and luck as well. This is a very clean initial turn rotation coming out from JAYBLACK. So what does Cloud go for? It's going to go Soldier's Honor. So both the Concentration and Soldier's Honor buff. So rocking that Nightblade sub job. It'll be interesting to see how this works out. Fryev is going to walk forward. She does not use any additional buffs here. Evildoers Beware, getting the evasion up too. So Starlight Elena has used every single buff that she can even possibly think of. As Calamity Guard is going on the Olivial, but it's just on herself. She's not able to land that on anybody else, obviously being on the other side of the field. Starlight Elena is going to go Limit Break though. Prismatic Punishment. How much damage does this do? I don't imagine it should do a whole lot with that barrier on Fryevia here. Yeah, she soaks that up very nicely, but the barrier is gone now. I believe that is only a 3-hit barrier. Maybe it's 5? I think it's only 3, though. Devotion comes out from the Shadowlynx. She should slowly walk forward here. And Summer Killfay, I can't imagine can get in range to deal damage. In fact, she's going to pop the Ziza Bells. So she's got tons of AP here. And what can Fryevia find on the party? Spellveil Blade, just a little bit of chip damage to the back line. Cloud pops King Bradley TMR, so not in range to land a /+ here. And Livial, can she find damage? Is she accurate enough to find damage? Does she even have that range? I don't think she does. Not sure what she's channeling here. Crystal Shine Bright comes out, chunking down this Fryevia nice and slowly. /+ comes out from Cloud, though. Oh my goodness. Cloud eating his Wheaties this morning, procking the courage onto the Elena and one-shotting the Summer Killfay as Shadow Tether comes out from Shadowlynx, dealing a very sizable amount of damage. And this is a Light Veil from Livial. Livial, I don't know if you're aware, but the fight is going on another planet right now, and you are nowhere near it. But it does not matter as the Spellveil Blade comes out from Fryevia, heals her up nicely and lands a kill. Cloud should be able to clean this up as well. /+. And Cloud and Fryevia were like, don't worry about it, Livial. We've got it covered. We'll just see you in game number 2. Game number 2 here, guys, and we've got MaechenX's Shoometal Alchemists rocking the same composition as last time with the same positioning. I will say I'm a little surprised, as this Leonis really didn't do much of anything so far away from the fight, but I'm sure MaechenX is just trying to make sure that she stays safe. And on JAYBLACK's side, instead of the evasion squad, running the bulky bruiser punch squad with the Snow, Perrine, and Sosha here. So Sosha probably here for a Keen Blade, as well as a little bit of additional damage as the attract barrier coming onto the Fryevia. Same stuff as last time. This looks like the exact same setup from Machen here. Sosha, I expect this to be a Keen Blade. She should be able to reach everybody here. Yes, it is. It is the Keen Blade. Pretty much anytime you have one of these 30 cost units who can wear armors, it's almost certain they're going to run Keyblade just because it's so effective for that low cost. Getting these high cost units to be able to use additional buffs before the fight really kicks off. Shadow Dance comes out from the Perrine, close call, also giving that HP recovery on the Snow. So now multiple units are going to have HP recovery on JAYBLACK's side, and there is no healing power down. Actually, I say that. Does Fryevia might actually have healing power down in her kit? I know Cloud does not. Soldier's Honor coming out from the Cloud, though, just like last time. And will he have time to get that King Bradley TMR off just like last time? I expect that he will. We'll have to find out here. So Perrine's going to walk forward, a Vortex kick, and speaking of healing power down, she lands it on the Fryevia, who normally will go for self-heals. I will say, though, it might not happen in this fight, guys. If you guys don't know, Fryevia actually has a bug right now. Oh my god, though. Leonis going absolutely nuts. Still dealt 6k to Snow and landed Poison, which deals an additional 1600. So as much as Leonis was AFK in game number 1, she is ready to do some work in this one. The Protect and Guaranteed Hit buff coming up from Sosha. But man, oh man, this Snow is not looking very healthy. Spellveil Blade is going to heal Machen's Fryevia back up. And this is the King Bradley TMR from Cloud. So as long as he doesn't get caught in a couple of AoEs, which honestly he might, but looking at the turn order, it's just going to be Perrine. I can't imagine this water unit could possibly one-shot him, and she's not even going to try. She's going to go for Subjugating Fist, try and whittle down this Fryevia. But here comes Leonis. She might be able to deal a really sizable chunk of damage again. And can she land a poison on Perrine? That triple slash is massive from Cloud, dealing so much damage to both units here. And here comes the Sosha. What does she have in store for us? She's going to jump way up into the sky. Stone Gut, Poison Fang, going to hit both here. 6k on the Snow and 4k on the Perrine. Snow is going to die to this poison right now. Smite 2 is going to come out. That's a good chunk of damage, but it's not going to matter. And even if you have Courage, Poison goes through it, my guy. Jump is going to kill the Fryevia. Can Perrine and Sosha somehow make a comeback here? I don't know if the self-heal came through from Perrine already. Upsurge is going to take out Leonis. Does she have a self-heal coming up? Apparently she does not. 1653 from the Cloud. Triple Slash is going to take care of her, and I can't imagine Sosha can pull off a 1v2 versus Cloud. She's a decent unit, but man, I say that. She has Reflex. If the reaction block rate down fades away from Bradley TMR, she has a chance. Jump actually did so much damage, and hold on just a second. I said this was over, but Cloud is too fast. He's going to lap. She needs a Reflex right now. 25-34. She had basically probably a 5% chance or less to reflex that, because Cloud has 50 reaction block rate generally in his kit anyway, even without the King Bradley TMR. But man, oh man, that fight actually ended up being insanely close. And GG's, congratulations to MaechenX. Game 1 here of AllSmokedUp and the Trap Queens versus JohnnyB of the Disposable Heroes. Looks like AllSmokedUp is running a rainbow comp of Surges, Astrius, and Halloween Lucia, as Call of the Wild comes out from Astrius here. And Halloween Lucia should be able to follow this up with Spell Fortification. Yes, it is. It is AoE resist up, defense, and also gives her that physical health shield of 7,500 health. On the other side, it looks like another rainbow comp coming out from Yuffie Uni, not to get it confused, don't get it twisted, along with Esther. So another rainbow comp from the other side. Revitalize from the Surges, so AP Restore, opting instead of the Keen Blade to try and get Surges forward. Maybe land a crucial slow or something like that. That status effect is very, very big. Magnetic Force coming out from the Esther, though, getting some AoE resist, as well as her own 3-hit physical barrier. Barrage coming out from Uni, just dealing some chip to that low-cost Surges. We'll have to see how this shakes out here. So Astria is going to go next, Indomitability. So he's got his defense piercing rate, AP cost down, and courage all in one ability. It's very, very strong. And Halloween Lucia is going to go attritional protection. So this team is set up very nicely by AllSmokedUp to resist physical damage. Will it be enough, since it is mostly physical from the other side? I say mostly, it is all physical from the other side. Guaranteed hit nullification coming out from Yuffie, though. Has that Brumal form online. Surges is going to go next. Armor Piercer is enough to one-shot the Uni, though, and Surges clearly wins the 30-cost war in this game number 1. Revitalize coming out from Esther, so she's got tons of AP at this moment. She's ready to go. Will the other team be able to collapse on this placement, though? She's out pretty far forward. Cross Destruction from Astria steals 1676. Not too much, but it does get his slash tech piercing rate up. And Halloween Lucia, I think, wins this. Oh my god, the animation got skipped. Arcane Assimilation dealt so much damage. The follow-up dealing another 2k here. Esther is actually quite low already. And the win con for JohnnyB, I think, is Yuffie at this moment, because Esther is very low. Blinding Trinity going to chain up nicely. Does not quite take out the Surges, though, surprisingly. Does blind the Halloween Lucia, but I don't think that really matters, because Halloween Lucia was probably not nearly accurate enough to hit this Yuffie anyway. Would have needed a guaranteed hit, which is nullified for a couple more turns here. Surges, though, kind of popping off, has a double kill up to this point. Killed both Esther and Uni. Constricting Cleave from Astria's hits, but that 100% barrier soaks it up very nicely. Here comes Halloween Lucia, but we've seen this one other time before. I forgot she has this in her kit. She has Steel Heart, which is absolutely crucial here. This is going to buy them time to get around the guaranteed hit nullification. This is just so smart. And Wutai Dash coming out from the Yuffie, so she is just going to walk forward and say, hey, let's all be friends. I'm going to buff up AllSmokedUp's team. And they're going to just sit and wait until the guaranteed hit nullification is gone. Astria says, never mind, I'm just going to one-shot her. Constricting Cleave does almost 10k. And the Trap Queens win game 1. Game number 2 here, and we've got the Trap Queens on the left side. I think I just said Trap Queens, but I'm leaving it in the video. I don't care. Let's just get into it. Eileen, Elda Leonis, and Celis coming out from them. As the other side, a double water comp with Miranda, Uni, and the Esther again. So Sharp Spear with the Eileen, and she can deal quite a bit of damage, but she has not a lot of range, and she is not very bulky, and she has no AP. That is the problem. But if she's allowed to actually hit, she can deal a lot. So that is the question. Can she actually hit somebody? We'll find out. Miranda's going to walk forward. Going to go Dispelling Thrust. That is soaked up by the Runic. And crucially here, the Celis getting really far forward right away. Miranda is not able to get a whole lot of buffs online, which could be big. No fast cast or anything like that. Leonis Barrier coming out from the Elda. Hate and the Barrier. A very nice start here for AllSmokedUp. I expect Uni to go for an AoE. Yes, he will. Arrowfall hits both units. Not a whole lot of damage, though. Soaked up very nicely by both units here. And Esther should be able to find damage. No, she can't, actually. Goes for Revitalize. Now, I'm looking at the placement. Now it makes sense. I thought she was a little closer to Celis than she actually is. Revitalize from Eileen, though. I said one of her main issues is AP, and she's actually smartly taking a detour. She's taking the scenic route around this wall to try and find damage. She doesn't stack up with the tank here. Very smart move for her to do that. And here comes Celis, reflexed by the Uni. Magic Burst is going to hit the party, dropping AoE resist. But that's really all it's good for, as it does almost no damage. Elda, can he follow up here? He doesn't have a whole lot of range. Yes, he can. Armor Piercer, that Clairvoyant Astrologer VC, probably running the sub slot, is a smart tech. And here comes Uni with the Barrage. Another 1,000 damage onto both units. So he's trying his damned hardest. Esther's going to go next. What can she follow up with? Surging Storm onto the Elda, 3160. So a couple of bulky units coming out from AllSmokedUp. And Elda actually has more hate than Celis does right now. So Eileen's going to walk forward. She's out of buff. She has nothing else to do. Again, she has almost no range, unfortunately. As Miranda's going to channel a spell, this should be a Water Gun. Does it put anybody to sleep is the question. Yes, it puts Celis to sleep, and it puts Elda to sleep metaphorically. So Celis is going to go next. Her turn gets skipped. Shadowbind comes out from the Uni. Does the Mobilize land? It doesn't look like it from this side of the screen. It does not. So Eileen's going to go next. Can she find an AoE? She needs to find something big here. She goes for Reflex, or she goes for Nighthawk, which just get reflexed. And unfortunate, pretty anticlimactic, if you ask me. Esther's going to go next. Stormbrand is going to almost kill the Celis. She does get an opportunity to deal a little more damage. Maybe Eileen will get one more chance to do something, but I think her only AoE is Earth and Glory, and she's going to have to get right in the middle of all three to be able to do that. That is a tall task, but Elegant Spinning Edge almost kills the Uni. The self-heal from Miranda does heal her up quite a bit. but this is going to be tough to overcome. The standard attack from Miranda. Looking at the turn order here, Uni's going to go. Does Uni just stand there? Uni might not move. He won't. Eileen, this is your time, okay? Esther is a lightning unit. What can you do? You need to find an earth and glory. Nope, it's a Nighthawk. She didn't even go for an AoE. She just standard attacked the Uni. Oh, that's so unfortunate. I was really hoping for a massive earth and glory or something like that, and it just didn't happen. Bunny Bolt Blitz comes out from the Esther, and even with the elemental disadvantage, I expect this to do a decent chunk. 2795. Dropping that attack resistance as well. Miranda should be able to clean this up, I think, with a Dispelling Thrust, or she will start channeling a spell instead to make me a liar. And here comes the Water 3600 damage, and that is a Game 2 victory for the Disposable Heroes. All right, guys, heading into game number 3 here, and it looks like JohnnyB of the Disposable Heroes going with Uni, Esther, and Miranda. AllSmokedUp, I will say, is going Astrius, Fina, Venera. I'm sure that AllSmokedUp does not realize this, but this team is actually illegal. This is actually 230 cost from this team. I'm going to cast this battle, and I'll discuss it after. But this is not technically a legal team. So Miranda's going to channel a spell here. This should be a fast cast. Deep Fortification coming out from Astrius. HP Absorb, as well as a bunch of nice buffs for the party. Fina's going to start channeling something. And Venera's going to go Treasure Hunter's Fortune. Agility and Luck up on her and Astrius. Uni is going to go next. And Momentum coming out. So King, Bradley, TMR, Haste, and Reaction Block Rate. And Uni is raring and ready to go. Cheer coming out from the Fina. So this is normally a skill we only see to basically boost up faith of units back when we couldn't auto farm that basically. But the Protect and Shell is a nice tech here. And I expect her to go for one of the other units here as well. Indomitability coming out from Astrius, so Courage, AP cost rate down, all of that good stuff. Venera's going to refresh the Treasure Hunter's Fortune, so the entire party has it. We'll see how this shakes out. So JohnnyB's Uni is going to step up, go for the Arrowfall on the entire team. I need decent chunk, and if there was any sort of haste or quicken coming out, it is now gone. Cheer comes down to the Venera, so now also going to catch a Protect and Shell, as Esther's going to walk forward, Revitalize, catch the Bells, which is AP Restore, and Miranda's going to go next with a Dispelling Thrust, 10k damage, and finds the kill. So now down to a 3v2 in JohnnyB's favor. What does Fina have in store? She does have full life in her kit. Is that what she is going to go for right now? Yes, it is. The full life will land on Venera, and we are back to a 3v3. Uni's going to go next. Barrage again on the entire party, finding some decent AoE chip, especially onto that backline healer, Fina. Astrius is going to go next. What can he find? Does he go for a Limit Break or go for the AoE? He goes Cross Destruction. It's going to remove Uni from existence as this self-heal comes out from Miranda. Esther going to go next. She's got AP. She's got Surging Storm. 4,300 damage. Actually soaked up pretty well by this Astrius. Considering the elemental disadvantage, I would have thought it would do more. But Astrius is a beast of a unit. Dispelling Thrust, though, is a guaranteed hit. Takes out the Venera. And man, oh man, this is going to be down to the wire, I think. Fina should be go for a superior healing on both her and Astrius. It does land on both, so both are healed up to full here. Astrius going to go Slow Arrow, though. 7,500 damage is enough to remove Miranda. The Courage is not there for her, and Esther is now down to a 1v2. Can she overcome this? Fina should be out of full life charges. She is not Naya, so she only gets one. Esther is up to bat. She's going to go Stormbrand. 7,280 is very respectable damage. Can this Fina find any sort of heal on the Astrius? She is way back by herself with Cheer. Basically, Faith, Protect, Shell, all of that good stuff. Release the Void comes out from Astrius, though. I expect this to deal decent damage, at least with the follow-up. 2,800, 2,525 on the crit for the Crystal Tracer. Esther, can you overcome this guy? He still has Courage online. She does not have Courage removal. And it looks like Fina is going to get in range for a heal here. Superior Healing lands onto the Astrius, 6k. And Esther is going to go next. Blade Bash lands for 74.95. The stun does not land, though. And I think for Esther, she had to land that to find that kill. So Astrius is going to go next. Go for the arm shot. 2060 lands the Disable, which is just crippling. Because if Esther had a single chance, now she does not, as she is unable to act at all. Fina is going to go next. Does she have another heal in her kit? Yes, she does. She will find it on the Astrius. And Esther, unfortunately, can walk forward, but is only walking forward to her own demise. And Astrius with 20 AP should be able to seal the deal here with a standard attack. He does so, and the game is won by AllSmokedUp of the Trap Queens. All right, guys, after those first 3 games, this is what happened. So AllSmokedUp accidentally brought too much of a team cost. He brought 230 instead of 220. After reaching out to both of these players, because apparently neither one of them realized it, I let them know, and they agreed to remake Game 3. So this is for all the marbles. This is Game 4, but it's going to take the place of Game 3. So regardless, whoever wins this game will win the series, and let's jump into it. So to start this off, AllSmokedUp going with Astrius, Celis, and Surges. And on the other side, one good thing, Esther, the lightning unit, will have a great effect against the other team, but Miranda is going to have a tough time versus Celis. So the magnetic force immediately coming out from Esther, getting that AoE resist as well as the barrier, as the HP absorb buff coming out from Astrius. Runic coming out from Celis as well, so she's ready to go against that Miranda. What does Surges have in store? It's Treasures Hunter's Fortune. So instead of a Keen Blade, actually running that Lock TMR to get agility and luck up. A very interesting tech here. So Miranda going to walk forward. I imagine this is a fast cast. Revitalize from Uni is going to give him plenty of AP here. And the fast cast actually goes on to Uni. So hoping that Uni can drop a little bit of those health bars before this fight really starts to kick off. And now there is HP absorb on multiple units here as the Treasures Hunter's Fortune buff gets refreshed, and also onto Astrius. He's got his Courage online, which means he's ready to go. Such a huge buff for this unit to function as well as he can. The King Bradley TMR coming out from Esther, though, means double hasted up units, and it might be 3. Can't tell if this is a haste or a water gun coming out from the Miranda, but Barrage comes out from Uni, chipping down the Astrius a little bit. This is going to be the first ability soaked up by Celis, and Miranda is going to be useless for one more turn until that Runic is gone. Courage onto the Esther, though, so she is going to have to die twice. Magic Burst hits multiple units, but Uni is not long for this world. I think this AoE is going to catch him. Yes, it will. Unfailing Void Blade does a really good chunk of damage to this Esther, and this looks very dangerous for JohnnyB. Sharp Spear Resolute comes out from the Surges, so he is still way in the back, but he is closing in on Miranda here, who is now going to go again for another offensive spell that will be soaked up by the Celis. And Celis is just putting in so much work here, but this is the unit that can potentially carry. Bunny Bolt Blitz has to do a ton of damage here to give him a chance, and it is not that much. Water just tanking up this lightning unit. They have a lightning resist card. I'm assuming it is probably being ran by AllSmokedUp. Rune Break actually going to heal up Celis quite a bit here. Bulwark Breach is going to bring Esther to Courage, and if I took off the elemental icons here, you would not know that Astrius is the water unit, as he is putting in work against this Esther. She is down to 1 health and a dream. Surging Storm comes out, only 2100 on the Celis. She is doing an absolutely marvelous job tanking up here, as Miranda finally should be able to do damage. Does she land asleep? She does not. It's 2800 damage, and that is all she wrote for the Esther, as Celis is going to take her out, and you have to imagine this is all over for JohnnyB. Miranda, I don't think, can pull off a 3v1, so regardless of what happened into Game 3, AllSmokedUp might have brought too much for cost, but he proves that in Game 4, he was meant to win this series. So GG's to both players. Awesome series, and congratulations to AllSmokedUp. All right, guys, 6 weeks over and done with for the Leonis division, and this is how these standings shake out. We have Sandrooster of Unicorn Gunfight, the team who is allergic to 3-game series, in first place with that 5-1-0 record and 15 points. He has the head-to-head tiebreaker over Zhalk of Boco Buddies, also with 15. MaechenX of the Shoometal Alchemists with this big win this week over JAYBLACK jumps himself from 5th all the way up to 3rd place here, which is huge. He is now has 13 points and the head-to-head over JAYBLACK. Chronic Fatigue still sitting there with 13, like I said, and King Delita of Arknights with 12. If the season ended right now, this would be where the playoffs start. We would have JAYBLACK versus King Delita to decide the final 4th seed. And after that, the other teams would be Toilet Bowl. But it is not over yet. We have 3 weeks left, which means a number of these teams can try and climb their way up, especially Highwind, coach of Tears for Spears, who is sitting there with 10 points, not very far out of it currently. Willy Goats of the Corpse Brigade with 7, AllSmokedUp of Trap Queens with 7 after that series win this week, JohnnyB of Disposable Heroes with 6, and Taiyo of Fire Force with 4. This division has been really competitive all season. I'm excited to see how these last 3 weeks play out. Should be a lot of fun. So thank you guys so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.